Okay, so when I'm in a program and this class is called Get Info, and I had to import JavaX swings so that I could make use of these little dialog boxes that I like to use. Um, the minute I ask the user for integer or a number that I'm going to want to perform some kind of mathematical calculations on, um, I have to ask for it as a string because that's the only kind of information that at this point that Java can read in. But I want to make that amount that they put in into an integer, or in this case, since it's an amount, I would make it into a double because it might have decimal points in it. So I would say amount due is equal to, and this in this case I'm making it a double, so I say double dot parse double, and that is a predetermined um, method that I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the string amount that they entered, and I'm going to parse it like this into a double. And so now it'll be used as a decimal number. I'll be able to use that as a decimal number. So once I do that, I can perform any calculations on it. For example, maybe I'm assigning everyone some kind of a fee. So I might say double fee, and everyone has to pay a fee of $2.50. So this is a constant, it's not going to change. And the word for that in programming is final. So it's, if it changes, I'll only have to change it once. So the calculation that I might have to make is that amount due is equal to the amount due that they had entered plus whatever the fee amount is, which in this case is going to be $2.50. And so the operation is on the right side and the variable it's being stored in is on the left side. So once I perform any calculations I need to, I'm ready to print out the information. And that I'm going to print out in another J-option pane, but this time it's a message dialog. And these you have some latitude with. The first thing I'm going to do is print out the thing that shows up in the big box of the message dialog. So in this case, I'm going to say, maybe I might say hello, and then use the person's name. And to put that together, I would say literally hello. And then I put plus to add to this string name, because remember, name is the thing that's holding their name that they entered. And then I might put in a plus sign and say something like from school, whatever school they're from. And then just to remind you, the slash n like this, it means new line characters. So in the box, it would say, hello, Nicole from Middleton High School. And then there'll be a return carriage, so we'll be on the next line. And then I could say UO, oops, and then put in the amount due. And then I can have a lot of latitude. When I put in a comma, I'm separating, so I have null, which has to be there in order to use the message dialog in this case. Then I have the string that I want to have show up in the big box. Then separated by a comma, I have the string that I want to have show up in the blue section, like up here where it says projects, blah, blah, blah. So I might want to say, student information, and I'll show you where that shows up when we run it. And then you have some latitude with playing around with different types of boxes. I'll just do a information message, but there's a whole bunch of different types, and you can play around. You can put different icons, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do, and I'll show you how to do that. But when I run this program, Oh, final goes before double. So one way, I'm just looking down here at my error and I realized that I made an error. And so that's how I'm going to fix that error. And then I'm going to just hit the plus sign to compile it, and the little running man will run it. And there it says, there's my little dialog box. Please enter your name. And so I would enter my name. Please enter the date, and I would enter the date. And then enter the school and the amount due. And I see I have some formatting issues, but you see that this student information shows up in the blue box, and it's an information message, so I get a little I for the icon, and then exactly what I wanted to have show up shows up. Hello, whatever the name was that was entered, from whatever the school was that was entered. A new line, I jump to the next line, UO, and then the amount due. And when I click on OK, it'll just terminate the program.